Hi Cancer! I'm going to rank the signs you are traditionally most compatible with, and I'm going to give you a super easy trick to use. Two of the most fundamental secrets behind how astrologers actually make compatibility determinations, so that you can do this for yourself. After this video, you'll have some actionable tools to start figuring out how compatible you are with every person you meet. First, we'll go through the signs that are most compatible with you, and then I'll explain a bit about how it can still work out even with the signs that didn't make the top of the list. So to begin, one of the easiest shorthand tricks astrologers use to determine compatibility is by considering the elements associated with the signs in question. The doctrine of classical elements, fire, earth, air, and water, was first established by the Greek philosopher Empedocles circa 450 BC. Each of the four elements was assigned 3 zodiac signs, and Cancer is Team Water. Water signs are most compatible with earth signs and with other water signs. Astrologers also use classical geometric principles to determine which signs have the most harmonious relationships. These principles were established by the Greek-Egyptian mathematician and astrologer Ptolemy during the 2nd century CE. Signs which are 180 degrees apart, opposite to each other in the zodiacal wheel, often have a special affinity for each other. It's the classic notion that opposites attract. Your opposite sign is Capricorn. These opposite signs develop a synergistic balance between them, and they tend to make a great pair. There's a very fated energy with these two. They often form deep and life-changing attachments. Even if they don't stay together, their relationship is still formative and deeply significant in some way. These are the people who have a very strong impact on you for better or worse. Because you're diametrically opposed, you have different but complementary traits, meaning each person has what the other person lacks. The key to making this pairing work is to appreciate the other person because they're different from you. It can sometimes be tempting to feel like they're an opponent when they don't do everything your way. But if you're open to learning from their perspective and allowing for some give and take, this can be one of the most rewarding matchups in the zodiac. With this pair, there can even be a sense of finding the missing puzzle piece or completing each other. The ancient Greeks who developed these astrological compatibility systems believed in the possibility of soulmates. In Plato's 4th century BC Symposium, he writes about how the gods originally created humans with 2 heads, 4 arms, and 4 legs. Zeus, the king of the gods, fearing his new creation would be too powerful and pose a potential threat to his rule, decided to weaken us. He threw down thunderbolts to split us all in half, so that humans physically appear as we do today with only 1 head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. The thing is, our original form only had 1 soul, meaning that once we were split, each person contained only half of their soul. Hence why we spend every lifetime here on Earth searching for our other half. We suffer the pain of separation and feel the strong desire to merge once again with our soulmate. The good news is that astrology can help you find that person, and it is often one of your core 6 most compatible signs. The signs which are 60 degrees apart from your sign in the zodiacal wheel are typically also an excellent match. These are Taurus and Virgo. With these signs, you understand each other very well and have a good chance of working through any challenges that come up. You will likely feel that a relationship with one of these signs is particularly easygoing, cooperative, and supportive. Cancer and Taurus make an especially excellent match. Combining both of your supportive and creative energies has the potential to manifest a beautifully lush and comfortable life for the two of you. Cancer and Virgo, of course, also make a great team. Both of these signs have a strong drive towards being of service to others. So this can wind up being a deeply supportive relationship which benefits both parties. One way or another, every earth sign has something lovely to offer you. Think about what happens when we combine the water element with the earth element. Adding earth to water adds vital nutrients like minerals, improving the quality of the water and its life-sustaining powers. People pay a premium price to drink mineral water from springs that have been in contact with certain types of earth and rocks, which impart high concentrations of these nutrients. Earth enhances water and supports its potential, making one of these 3 signs an optimal choice if you're looking for love. Comment what signs you typically get along with best, Cancer. I'm interested to hear about your real-life experiences. And please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me. So now we'll talk about your fellow water signs. Water with water is considered to be a good match because, of course, it's the same, and therefore there's no elemental contradictions which may evaporate your energy, as may sometimes be the case with the fire or air elements. The 2 other water signs are Scorpio and Pisces. With these signs 120 degrees apart from yours in the zodiacal wheel, you can usually get along very well. The potential for a deeply emotional connection is high. Cancer and Scorpio give each other a lot of lovely emotional depth and connection. Scorpio loves the tenderness and gentleness that Cancer provides. Cancer energy is so soothing and such a comfort to Scorpio, so you'll get the sense that your Scorpio truly values your big heart and what you bring to the relationship. At the same time, Scorpio has the depth to hold that space for your emotional needs. Scorpio is also fiercely protective and loyal to their loved ones, so they can provide the security that you crave to shield your more sensitive side. These 2 can create an inner sanctum, a private world together that's very beautiful and beneficial for both. Cancer and Pisces is also an excellent match. These are probably the 2 most sweet, soft-hearted, and gentle signs. You can sort of be each other's safe space. You both have a very creative streak as well, which may be something you can bond over. There's endless amounts of creative potential with this pair. I'm not necessarily going in the exact order of which signs I think are most compatible with you. There's some debate among professional astrologers as to whether the signs that are 120 degrees apart from yours, or the signs that are 60 degrees apart, or 180 degrees are better matches. In my astrological practice, I actually see all of the above being true in different contexts. If you want to know the exact order of how I would rank your compatibility prospects, this is my list of the signs I typically see being most harmonious with yours in real life experience, in descending order, with number 1 being the most compatible. But it's kind of splitting hairs. There are good chances for a very positive relationship with any one of your top 6 most compatible signs. Next, we have Cancer with another Cancer. When you have 2 people with the same sign, there's generally a good sense of understanding. You get where each other is coming from and what makes each other tick. And that can be very positive for long-term relationships because there's a built-in intuitive sense of shared experience. No 2 Cancers are exactly the same, but you will share enough similar characteristics that you should be on the same general wavelength. The downside with 2 of the same sign is that it can be like too much of a good thing. There's sometimes not enough differing energies to create a healthy balance. I would advise this pair to put some energy into the areas of life you tend to neglect or things that aren't your strong suits, so that you aren't missing anything important. For example, Cancer is a very beautiful, gentle energy. You're very giving and generous, but 2 Cancers together might have a hard time standing up for themselves or taking direct action when necessary. Try to consider any parts of life which your energies aren't naturally suited for and come up with solutions for how to deal with those necessities. Maybe you 2 need a fire sign friend who can help coach you on being more forward or bold and developing some healthy self-interest. Speaking of fire signs, now we'll get into the part of the video where we talk about the other 2 elements in the zodiac. Fire and air. These are not traditionally as compatible with water signs like Cancer, with the exception of the fire sign Aries and the air sign Libra. These signs are 90 degrees apart from you in the zodiacal wheel. In terms of astrological geometry, this is a challenging but still reasonably viable alignment for compatibility. While there can be some tension in these pairs, they also offer a galvanizing or catalytic effect. Aries are very enthusiastic and energetic. They can help encourage you to step outside your comfort zone and take bold actions when necessary. They're also quite protective of people they love, so they can help you feel safe, like there's someone looking out for you. However, Aries may be a bit too harsh with Cancer at times, and their forceful nature may kind of make you wilt or feel drained. My advice is to give Aries a job to do for you. They're very generous with giving their energy to the people they love, so if you need a break from having it directed at you, just ask them to go on a mission for you, like run an errand for you. Aries will enjoy getting to go on a quest for the person they love, and you will enjoy getting a moment to yourself to chill. Also, don't let Aries fool you with all their bravado. They do have a soft emotional side, and you can absolutely help bring it out in them. Libra and Cancer are some of the nicest signs in the zodiac, so they have that going for them as a couple. The issue is that their approach to life is very different. Libra is about thinking and communicating, while Cancer is about intuiting and feeling. Libra may find Cancer's style a bit illogical, and Cancer may get a sort of sterile or disconnected sensation from Libra. But these signs both thrive on cooperation, so you have a good chance of working it out if you put effort in. My advice is to communicate your feelings and needs as much as possible. Libra isn't always going to inherently know what you need on an emotional level, but they do resonate with healthy communication, so they should be willing to try to work with you if you can spell out your needs in clear terms. The rest of the fire and air signs have no significant classical geometric or elemental alignment with your sign, meaning that your energies have no fundamental association, and therefore these are the signs you will tend to struggle at developing a harmonious connection with the most. The fire signs Leo and Sagittarius, and the air signs Gemini and Aquarius. Both of these elements, fire and air, are things that typically dry up water sources in the natural world. If you subject water to the extreme heat of fire, the water eventually boils away and dissipates. So fire signs can have an enervating effect on you. You may feel like their intense energy just kind of sucks all the life and vitality out of you. Meanwhile, water that gets evaporated up into the air and becomes water vapor is separated into individual molecules. One of the fundamental qualities of water is its desire to merge. When you put 2 drops of water in the same vicinity, they will naturally seek each other out like magnets, merging and fusing together, uniting as one entity. In this way, water signs focus on the greater whole rather than the components. They navigate and understand life by osmosis and absorption. Air signs, in contrast, are very interested in separating components. They navigate life by much more linear and cerebral means. The nature of water is to combine, while the nature of air is to disperse, meaning that air signs can leave you feeling out of sorts, distracted, disconnected, or kind of all over the place. Does that mean a relationship with one of these 4 is doomed? No, it just means that you will have extra hurdles to overcome with these signs in comparison to more compatible signs. Probably the most important thing to note in this entire video is that these sign comparisons are just the tip of the iceberg. They are barely scratching the surface of what a true comprehensive compatibility reading with a professional astrologer looks like. For example, a full compatibility consultation with me takes about an hour, and this is what I'm looking at. The one sign we typically identify as in colloquial terms, like our sun sign or our rising sign, is just a fraction of what astrologers are considering in compatibility readings. We're taking all these other relevant details into account as well. To truly judge compatibility and offer the best tools to build a successful relationship, we need to consider how every point in your unique birth chart aligns with everything in the other person's chart. That said, for obvious reasons, it would be impossible to cover the entirety of such a complex topic in a short video like this. We have to start somewhere simple. So the information here is a good place to begin understanding your interactions with other people. I just want to make it clear that single sign comparisons like this are not the full story. You might meet a Sagittarius who you get along with great because everything else in your charts lines up beautifully. Okay, Cancer, thank you so much for listening. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Share it with your friends and loved ones. Subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much to everyone who is already subscribed. It means a lot to me to have you on board.